and would eliminate Sen and
207.
EG.
That's ridiculous.
So from NRG's perspective,
That's
tons to play for.
Okay,
and a must-win
EG on
game for Evil
defense,
Geniuses.
NRG on attack. Thank you, by the way.
We'll see how this one begins. So
It's still
Crashy's going to
ridiculous,
send
though.
drone forward, setting up Demon 1 into that nice forward approach.
And I think a really good map
Comfortable
for
ground to
NRG.
him, really.
We've got, in
Loves to be
theory,
put into these forward positions
no
where he
bad
can
maps.
really take advantage.
We don't know what Lotus is like. Big question mark.
Yeah, one of the ways in which EG themselves used Demon 1 on the attack side of this map was inserting him deep into spots like this, over towards Market, and then running a B exec where he dashed over to switch. Oh, and Jordan, he's read it and shut down his counterpart.
Yeah, and that's a nice way to start. Recon does scan one over towards side though, so they know exactly where Apop is, and that is a lovely flash.
Towards the back. So an open plant now for
Flash
them.
back
NRG being able to get
from
themselves into that
Nature
post plant,
doesn't
but they've
really
already lost
give him
control of
too
the front
much.
section of the site. This is a
That flash was
fast re-clear.
incredible.
But Jorgamo, Nature right behind him, not too much util, but he spots out the shoulder, a couple of stray shots, not really doing the job.
Yeah, and
It's
it's
actually
still,
the paranoia
still scared
on
of B
Marv
main.
I'm
Dude,
looking
look at them. They're
Still holding
looking
it.
for one
As soon as
behind.
they collect that contact,
Like the
he's
one
gonna
B
send it
main is the
flying,
one
so it pushes
behind.
them back
Everyone's
for
checking
a
it.
moment. Enough
no
damage
idea where
done
the
to
numbers
soften
are.
up all the targets. NRG
Big shout out
walking
to
away with a
Ethan
nice and
here.
easy
Flash
one there,
was
despite
flash to
losing
enable 2
Demon 1 in
kills.
mid.
And just
And then
gets 2
that
kills of his own.
showcases how NRG are still going to be able to win some of these rounds, even if a piece of the puzzle goes wrong. That was essentially the exact same strat they were going to run anyway. They just ran it without the jet.
Did they?
All 4 of the players spilling out through main, and Ethan doing a great job
3
of holding down
HP
lane there
headshot
in the
pulse.
post.
Nicely done from him.
So they get 2
whoa.
rifles, 2 bulldogs online.
Damn, we
here
really
early.
go heavy into this one.
And I am
just
going to be
straight
paying
up
serious
5.
attention to NRG's macro calling, because I think that was what let them down the most in the game against
So
Leviathan.
any bit of damage from EG is pretty
We've
huge.
seen EG before.
Most teams
cook
don't
up
do
some
this.
really interesting strats. And
It means they
Kind of strat.
kinda have
here.
to
I mean,
play
the drone getting
pretty
attacked, but
smart.
spam damage,
Like
no kill.
EG here,
be
I
claimed
know
on
one
Superman, but yeah,
one goes
close
down to
protection
1
made, I think,
HP,
to
but if
NRG.
I'm EG at the moment and they
playing this
just
one. Ethan,
use
of
a
course, you know,
drone,
he's
the one thing that's
very
like hard
experienced player, but
info
quite
and
new to
kind
the
of can
IGL
work
role
out
when
if
he
there's a
stepped up onto
stack.
this stage, and
Such a big
maybe
win.
that's where we're seeing evidence of those
Such a
gaps.
big win because
And
they
I
don't
actually
have
think
that
NRG have
person
looked
with the
really
ghost
good on
that can
defense
just
rounds
walk into
on
a site
lot
and
of
actually
their
clear
maps,
the stack.
But it's the attack side
So,
calling.
A
where I
stack
think
from EG
there is a
right
little bit of an
now, after
experience
seeing the
differential
drone,
right now.
would really pay off.
Slow and steady for NRG, though. They don't want to run themselves into any stack of players. Got a lot of acknowledgement of EG just loitering around the A site. 50 seconds
They
onto
do
the
go
mark
for it,
into this
right?
round.
We've
You
seen
gotta start making
Sova just
decisions
move
soon.
across.
And
3
EG
people
do seem
here
to be
about to
guessing the
become
correct
4
site here.
potentially.
This is another situation
See
where
if
the clock
Sova actually
starts to
gets
run down
involved.
and NRG are
Derek at
grouped
least
up,
has a recon
heading
that
into
can
the stronger
probably
side,
be
but
sent
it's only
into this
classics on
corner.
the other side. How bad can it really get?
There really shouldn't be much danger.
3 players spotted
3
with that
players,
knife, but there's only
30
30 seconds in
seconds.
NRG. They can't really
Yeah.
pivot.
And
Even
Jordan
one
Moore
at least has
pre-aiming for the dark
dash.
position here. A couple of shots now fired into the smoke. They realize.
Derek again still has recon.
Yeah, I mean, this one
25
stacking all the
seconds.
players dash forwards into the smoke and dominating the position. Steeman 1 who's just going to be leading the charge for his team. They are lit
That's
up.
a good bit of
Util is
damage
nice for
though.
him,
We
but
said
Jordan
every
now
single
stuck
kill
into this
matters.
dice
15
position.
seconds.
Time, 12 seconds. Got to deal with these players. Got to get the spike down or
Clean up
just
from
kill them
Ethan
all.
on top of this
Why
as well.
not?
So
And a very nice
did
pause
go
there.
pretty well in the end.
Stopping the scaling
I was a
on
bit
B,
scared.
sorry, on A, so that they could just hold angles and punish the EG players that were looking to try to play off Jorgamo. And I like that. There was a pause there
yeah,
in the
Iceland.
middle of the exec
Logic.
to allow a little more control into things. So even though Ethan knew they were running into 3 players on A, and even though they decided to commit to that, they had that little pump of the brakes in the round.
Demon
that
1
allowed
did
them
good
to
though. I'm
escape
telling you, if he doesn't get
fairly
some of these
unscathed.
kills at the beginning and the others can't get through the choke point, that's
Not
a different
overstressing
round.
the economy. And NRG all
Also,
bunched
I
up
think there was a
towards B
good
to
nade
start.
over towards heaven to mean that they couldn't flood in. So Ethan's
2
util
away as
again
well
was
from his
great.
ult with the no command. I'll be looking to grab the orb. Easily
Recon
accessible.
over towards middle. I mean, that just means you have a good time to head over towards B. You don't have to worry about the 180 recon.
That dart is not actually taken care
Apop
of, but Demon 1 will
spams
just go down to the
him down.
spam.
We're gonna
Isolated,
insta
I
drone
believe, from
out.
a bit of that util
Drone
at the choke, and his
themselves.
team wasn't
This
following
is
up.
interesting when they drone
still
through
here.
the window to try and get a tag to
Find that
help
value with the
the
dash active. Of course, he is
instead of actually
suppressed, so
going
unable to
through
use
the choke.
too much in terms of the wave abilities.
The NRG game against Leviathan. People were looking at Demon 1's stats at the end. He went 2 and 15 in first kills to first deaths, and they're like, Demon 1, he's tragic on the entries.
He's washed.
Entries like this have been Demon 1's reality recently, where he goes in, and he's just getting annihilated inside his own cloud bursts. It's unfortunate, and it's set NRG up in another 4v5.
Definitely going to see that. Duelist players having poor performances if the setup isn't quite there, Victor.
Good awareness from Apoth. Victor dodged the recon, and Apoth still clears it.
Walkabouts all over the place here. Ethan seeking advantages. Pop flash underhanded.
One enemy remaining.
And that will seal it up. So the bonus round, not too
Very
much damage
nice,
really
man.
being done by
Very
NRG
nice.
here.
Yeah,
CG
doesn't even didn't even do enough damage really.
And we actually
So,
saw Apoth there
one
push all
person's
the way
gonna
out of
buy, and
B-main.
then even if they lose this person will
Reclearing
just
that
take a hit
space
on
as soon
this.
as he got the pick onto
So,
Victor, realizing
EG in a pretty
that
good spot
Victor
after
would
that
not be
round.
playing with all the rest of the squad.
Team 1 just got absolutely annihilated.
Yeah, I mean, what is
Seems
that?
too loud.
The punish there, the first death onto
Let me put it there. Should be a little better.
And then Apoth swings around, pushes tiles to kill Crashies and Marv. Nasty stuff. Was there much damage done? Not really on an economical side, but it did get up this null command. And so, we're going to see any kind of anti-KOL setup.
That's so good. Thanks for letting me know.
He's
not
pretty
playing
committed to
offside.
B.
Yeah, he's very committed over towards B, so they did choose to go for a fast play. Could have been in trouble, but it's slow and steady again. Same play that we saw towards the pistol round, just a drone going to be committed deep into mid. Last time they set up Demon 1, he's not there this time.
And look at this. This is 2 rounds in a row now that Derek has sent a recon dart from lane
Yeah,
on
Derek's
B over
out
to
for the
Cat
info at middle.
For a mid player to
Default
play on.
knife goes late over
It's a cool
towards
idea,
A.
but he's used it twice now,
And
NRG
Marv
is
now
starting to get
knows
the
there's
idea of
someone
where it's
flying
coming
over
from,
towards
what
A.
its purpose
The
is.
knife hits
And
one,
walking
and
down
EG have an
Cat now.
instant reaction if they get hit by it
Sent
to
flying here
push
for Superman as well
walk.
to take up that space into main.
Whoa.
Didn't actually clear this
What's
alarm
this?
box.
They have a little protocol here
massive
or
amount
some
of
kind
players
of
up
read
forward,
that
it
if
will
the
get
knife
broken
hits and
at
they
the end
don't
of the day,
flash
but it's a
over, then the
player's
KO is somewhere
advantage
else and
they're staring
the
at.
Omen's on his own?
Gonna have to
I think
offset
so.
that.
With Marv's death in A main, I think the read here is fairly obvious that they're going into a B split.
This flash is supportive util. I want to play off of it. A couple of sound cues being made as a high-low set up. NRG. One kill claimed.
30 seconds left.
Dart rebounds just as his ult is sent flying, dashing forwards into the smoke as well.
That fire is solid. Apoc is both. Wait, look at this guy go right now. Gets the info as well. Very nicely played from him.
Is this the best? My ultimate
Very nicely played. NRG gonna be a little bit gutted in terms of the damage here, right? There's a lot of people that were like under 30 HP.
It was Apoth and Jorgamo
8 kills,
who went
man.
absolutely
This was
bonkers in the game
interesting.
against Sentinels.
I wonder if
Apoth is starting out this map looking
I wonder
like
if
he's in the exact
Marv
same
reports
format,
back on this in
having
terms
the
of what
exact same
happened.
confidence to go for these guys.
Come be again, baby. Come on now.
I love the fact
Yeah,
that
I
he's
wonder
got
if
that.
Marv
Also,
actually
dying over in A
gives them the
main, it just
info of what
ruins
went
things
down
for
there.
NRG. No smoke
If
to
this
go for
knife
a
hits
B-split.
again and they
That is
decide
so
to push, then
difficult.
they definitely have something
They're
on
open to
board.
the angle.
Maybe they only
You're
wanted to
open
do
to
it once,
the
but
spawn
the
angle
fact
as
they
well
had
once you
this
commit
planned
to
on the
side.
big buy rounds, definitely something.
This map, it does
some
trend
kinda tell
defense-sided.
from
NRG
the-
gonna be
I guess
looking to
NRG
get
only
into
have
good
one
positions
demo
to
out there,
put
right, on
the
this map?
occasional round on the board, not
I got this on
dominate
his
the
head.
half.
Could be damage here from the shockies. Demon 1 knocked down. You're right, it's going to take some real miracle moments, I think, from the NRG players, just with the sheriffs in hands. Marv postured his way into A main there, so he's been holding on to control of this since the beginning of the round, pretty much. Now he's going to set course for the rest of his team to join him.
And I quite like the fact that Marv hasn't been conditioned to fear A main after he just got run down in the previous round. He's gonna need that space on the map, and whether that
Smoke
comes
goes
with
in.
a teammate
Good
helping
luck
him
to
out or
Superman
just
on this.
taking it on his own.
Superman and Nature going to be feeling the heat.
Did he get hit by a knife?
Forward with the flash.
Whoa.
What a
And a
commitment.
peek is
Brave
a
flash, man.
EG just sending all the bodies flying just from that one flash. Full confidence as well to disrupt that NRG play.
Yeah,
Victor's finding
and
a
Superman
nice
must have got
timing.
hit
In
by
5v2, there shouldn't
must have
really
got
be
hit by a
anything
knife.
standing.
that he can do there. Although that will give him some little piece of information that maybe they can
One
play
bullet
with in
hit.
future rounds.
One
We've seen
armory
teams cook
buy,
up
that's
attack
it.
side execs on A,
3,000
where
for
you make it feel
everyone.
like everybody's coming from A main, and then
And
Lurker
Crashy's
play it
dude,
through,
one
whether
kill
that
here
Demon
would just
one
be
or
great.
Victor
Anything.
through catwalk.
No damage.
But EG get up to 3.
And this is an EG squad that are
Some
just
nice rounds
I mean,
at the
feeling
moment.
empowered. I
Back-to-back
think off the back of
4Ks
the
into a
Sentinels win.
flawless
Even in
round.
that game, they said it.
Good, gonna be
win or
confident
lose,
as hell.
we didn't care at the time, which I find especially funny. But I think it removes a certain level of pressure from EG's shoulders when all the expectations are placed onto your opponents, especially in NRG.
Metallic, I
they're the ones
personally
with
wouldn't
something
him,
to prove.
but I wouldn't
And
be
unfortunately couldn't avoid it.
angry if it
The
happened,
technical pause.
considering like how much money they have.
Well, let's talk Ascent a little bit, because the map pool for this match, it's an unusual one. It's a map pool that's weird for NRG.
It's 1,000
this
for
whole year,
1,000 for
actually.
20 armor.
If you forgot
Not
what was happening
probably
during
not going
kickoff,
to make a
you could
difference.
be forgiven for thinking
It's
that
still
NRG
kind of
only
early
have
in the
one
game,
map
so
that
I
they're
definitely
good
wouldn't be
at, which is
buying here.
Breeze.
But
And they've
again,
just
when you
been
got
kind
people
of
on 7K,
struggling their way
6K,
through the rest. but they've been trying to play Ascent all stage, and teams have been banning it against them. So actually, NRG's map pool is at least 2 maps that they're good on. Breeze, which EG permabanned, and Ascent, which they got in here.
At least that was fast.
But then once we get onto Lotus and
Jackknifes,
those are maps
2K
where we've
saved,
seen some dodginess
Money's out of
from
control,
NRG. Sometimes in the macro,
and
we haven't actually
Killjoy
seen
ult
Lotus.
for Sova
I should correct
ult,
myself,
so they
from
can't
NRG, albeit
really
with
play
this roster,
retake
they
because
just
obviously the
haven't
Sova
played it.
ult's gonna break
So,
this.
it's
So
really difficult
still
to know what
fighting
to
over
expect.
towards A.
But we're back into this,
Knife
and it's
goes
a round
in
where
or
NRG
not?
have a decent chance to win, especially with that Blade Storm on Demon 1.
Some interesting conditioning there. I mean,
This-
EG, they send flying.
What's funny about
flash
this
up, and they'll
is
follow up after it. Normally you'd be
it's
seeing like an
Derek. I
updraft
wonder if he's
action,
gonna be
but
doing
that's
that
fine.
I
later.
guarantee they're
Derek's
going
doing
to
the
follow it up
late
in one of
recon
these
out
rounds,
towards
like
here.
a
I wonder if they're
TP
gonna
into the
be.
one-way or
I
something
wonder if
like
they're
that
just
to
setting up for the
capitalize.
ult that they're
They're
gonna
just
do
trying to
later
condition
on with this.
NRG
Like where he
vids.
recons back
So
and they do
also,
the com
don't
ult
worry
where he
about
just
the recon.
com ults from here.
But it's getting real dangerous here. It might
Whoa,
even be a little bit scrappy.
whoa.
Too much to overcome.
Yeah, look how
There's no extra
aggro they are.
strategy in the
Dude,
back
they
of
have
his
some
mind,
kind of
Silva.
read, man, in terms of where the one is, and they're just pushing the one.
Updraft with the knives. No one really ready for it. Nature, though, will respond, following through, all with the spray.
Nature did great on this. It's a 2v3,
The rest of NRG should have
and
been able to
a
get the
great
kill there
shock,
onto
man.
Nature early on. And now Apop
Oh
with
my
the ultimate,
goodness,
and
takes
then
him down
Ethan
to
is
9, he
so
chunked
perilously
them.
weak.
Killjoy ult goes in, they get the Sova all out. If you're NRG right now, you're a little bit worried. They gotta win this, and he's miles away.
Just out of crashes. Shot data cleared away. Maybe you can get onto the angle, but it's already been stuck all the way here by Apop. And the dodging
Yeah,
and the juking.
an ult for an ult, round win secured, lovely.
Fights open here for NRG. They're leading the charge.
Yeah, they are
4-2
in
so far
control
in the map.
heavy.
Same game plan working for EG. Fight aggressively on the outsides of the map. The
Yeah, just
extremities.
find out where the
We've seen
find out where the
Mark
one
in
is and
A, we've
push
seen
with
Victor
2.
get bullied here in B main as well. And then when Demon 1 gets the entry, why is there no immediate follow-up? It was already after the fragment grenade was popped. You clearly know the
Frenzy
timing that
Frenzy
Demon 1's
underscore
gonna go for
MX.
that,
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate the prime.
but they
Thanks for
couldn't
sending that.
really cleanly
Appreciate the
get
prime,
through
man.
Nature holding down that choke point. And a timeout
How can
being
you
called
anti
here for
their Ascent if
NRG.
NRG last time
They're
played
on
was
an
kick
eco.
off? I mean, it's still a demo, bro.
Normally
They're
coming
playing
out
the
of this,
same
they
comp.
like to change things up. There's a
If
serious
they didn't
pattern
change
with these
anything
jet
up in
timeouts
terms of their
that Once
defaults,
he takes them,
don't need
when-
to.
for the
It's
next
probably
rifle
likely
round
they're
at
playing
least, they
very
have a different
similar.
idea that they go
Everyone
for.
4-1s on this map anyway.
I think they've
Like your
got to adjust to the
4-1
fact that
defaults
EG
are going to be
playing
the
so
same. If that's all they got to
aggressively
work with
from
and
the
you can
opposite sides
push
of the
once
map.
you know where the one is,
They're really trying
pretty sure
to
that's what they're
flush
doing.
out these defaulters that are just holding
Mate, you only
space
need
on the
one demo
opposite
these
side to
days.
their squad. And they can't be affording to lose
Especially if
with
teams
Marv and
don't change
Victor
it
that
up.
early on.
Metallic Hand, thank you so much for the prime. Appreciate the 7
See if
months.
there's a tempo increase on the back of the timeout, especially into the rifle round.
As long as it's a similar, as long as
Like,
it's the
just
same
look at the
comp,
scoreboard.
even if it's a
The
similar
people
comp, you can
involved
still
in the
get stuff from
1-3-1
it.
Default, the 3 of Ethan, Demon 1, and Crashies, yeah, they're getting their kills. And then the 1s on either side of the map, 1 and 5, 1 and 4, just kind of getting bullied right now.
All the pieces. NRG might be looking to call a faster hit though into this site.
Yeah, NRG changed it up and they're just going for
Definitely
side
setting up
hits, and
for
there's a
it. I mean, this is gonna be
3-person hold with the
Dinosaur, I think,
Killjoy.
lands into
Knife
logs.
goes
Speed
in
knife
as
doesn't
well.
get
Knife
broken.
hits how many?
The leave-in time here, so it has gonna.
Yeah, I
start
mean,
this
it
push.
hit enough to call a cancel.
They weren't banking on that, I don't think. Normally, Nature's going to be positioned over towards A.
Yeah,
throwing that
EG,
knife.
step
The
ahead.
main hit. You know, that's the most standard way that most teams are playing it. So the fact it's exactly there to stop that B main push is perfect adaptation for EG.
Even a little flash reclear. Apop.
Recon goes short
Telling us to
again.
go
this
somewhere
time
like
it
this
doesn't
one. They
get
already know
shot
there's a player
also.
tucked into the bottom
Is this
section
recon a
of mid.
middle?
It's
It hasn't
Demon
been shot
Right
3
there,
times.
Double face. I'm just trying to take this one
Whoa,
without any
26
utility
HP
away
though.
The timings, but 1 for 1. Apop cuts it up close now to the corner.
Yeah, and they know that the
There's
recon
danger
over
in this
towards
round,
middle,
but
so
maybe Derek
B
can
is weak.
Earn his merit in this moment, standing down his ground with the nanoswarms to cut up some of the angles. NRG getting a move on now.
And Derek get another.
He's got that stalwart position out towards the back, and he's the last bastion of defense. The only necessary one, really.
Yes,
for
he
EG
can.
here.
Gets both. Oi, oi,
So
oi.
after NRG's
Looking
game plan
strong.
of
There's
the
so many
fast B
people
main
surviving
hit
into these rounds
gets
as well. I
stopped
know it was a lower
instantly by
buy.
that 0 point from Nature.
Shout out to the read here.
Now,
First time that
after the
KO
timeout
starts
from
over
Jet,
towards B,
what did
insta
they
knife.
cook up
First
for
time that
this
EG,
rifle round?
sorry, first time that
They've
NRG
got
wanted
start
to
getting
rush
some
B.
attack rounds on the board. It's a defense-sided map, and it's NRG's pick They're going to feel confident on defense, but you want a buffer.
With this, does Derek
You
have
need
ult
the buffer.
or no?
We
He's
saw
one
that
away.
with Sentinels when they're playing on Lotus. Doesn't matter how good you are on one side of the map, you still need to make sure you're putting up at least some
Looks like
rounds.
we are going a
your
little bit
unfavored half.
aggro in terms of the flash, in terms of the
Play
recon, in
flash with
terms of
the
the spam. NRG
I
read
like
this, kind of
from
just
EG.
holding a
They're trying to
passive
be
default.
disruptive against what NRG would have called
Yeah, this
after the
proactivity.
timeout.
Exactly. Taking matters into their own hands. It's something that they did really well, actually, against Loud.
It looks like
kickoff.
they might have.
Making sure that they throw a lot of those plays into it, slow down the
They
rounds, the
might have.
attacking
Oh,
team.
I was
adding that
interested to see if they were going
This
to
is
start
the
going
same
aggro here or
pressure that
not.
Victor was facing
Knife
a
goes
couple
in,
rounds ago,
drone
where
follows
it's
it.
Jorg
It's
and
too high
Apoth
to see the
fighting
alarm
him
bot.
for all of that space, but he's not really calling for assistance. They're just ceding B main control to the defense.
They're just spotting the one. ADS crouched up. Angles on lockdown here, but
Alarm bot's doing bits
Like
at the
might wanna
moment.
take the face
3-person
into it.
stack
This
can
one-way
feel
smoke was
confident
very
over
well
towards A.
timed.
Find the
Just immediately
Odin over
sensing that
towards
pressure,
here.
possibly off Derek getting smoked off from the angle.
If
Look
the
at that
knife
past
hits,
it.
they
Derek was only
recon.
going to commit the recon
Oh
dart
my
there if
god,
the
they
knife
got
had seen
some
something.
good
Nature
stuff.
Calls, it's all clear.
Yeah,
So the
they,
recon
they
dart
look
saved for later on.
drilled.
35 seconds.
Yeah.
Drilled on
Where
defense.
are NRG going?
There's just no options. NRG
And
haven't
they go
created
up
any
towards
space.
A,
They haven't
and the
got
good
any space
news
onto
is
the
that
map
Derek,
this entire
wait,
time.
he
Not
used
even
his
the alarm
recon.
being
When
removed.
did he use his
So
recon
they're going to
here?
have to go for a bit of a mad dash
Wait,
now
we're facing
and
on
scramble
short?
into
Oh,
these
wait.
players. Doubled up Superman alongside it. Derek, he's going to provide that cover and fire.
Yeah, he's gonna have to play retake on this one, but they got KO ult, and Derek might go to the position in terms of bottom of the slope to get the ult on, and crashes.
Can't quite claim the second kill, but they all line up. Derek, it's a masterpiece in motion. And now surely
Crashes
set
jump
up
to
for
where
the EG
Ethan
win
was,
onto
and
the
they both
retake.
go down.
Marved, Iceman stands his ground, repositioned down into hell, but it's just being assailed from the
Boy,
position.
you're always
Victor
gonna
from the side,
trade that.
cleaned up
Damn,
with the
EG
trade.
look good with
EG,
some of this.
They're in complete control.
Yeah, nice little double setup over towards
And while
short,
it looks
instantly goes
excellent
over
from
towards
EG,
here,
I'm
normal
left
ult,
asking
in
the
terms of
same
trying to be the same
questions I
level,
was
that's why people do
when
it
we
here and
saw
not on the
NRG
ramp.
their attack sides in their
You
last
can get
two
people at
matches.
the back.
What on earth are they doing with the first minute of the round? They're not forcing out defensive utility. They didn't even force out that recon that I was talking about because the knife had already detected there was no one there. They still had so many other pieces of utility left for the defenders because they're not quick at taking map control at the beginning. That alarm bot stayed up the entire time. They didn't pressure Cat heavily enough. They're not taking B main control.
They're not, no. And the decision making, like I said, that hesitancy being added in because EG were playing proactively. When they go for the Odin spam, it forces NRG to slow down the initial.
Is
moments of that
NRG still
round.
doing what
But they have
TMB
an idea of what they
mentioned?
want to do. They want to take mid control, sure, but
Are you talking about the bind one? I mean, it's
When you
different
just
because
throw
it's a
in those
different
little
map,
mixture
but
plays,
it's
they're
a
gonna
little
punish
bit similar in
Your
terms of the
extremities
fact
are
they
here we
aren't
go, it's
getting
fast
much in
though.
terms of their
Onto the
defaults.
half by that is a bit of a
What
beat
is
by Marvin.
going
He
on
tried to
here?
TP into
Did
his
he
own smoke.
just
Jorgamo
fake?
ripping him to shreds
Did he
right
just
now with the
miss
elbow
his
bite.
TP?
Heads up, knowing that the economy is going to be weak. Demon 1, no, surely not, no. Take it out. Bladestorm, refresh, but not even necessary.
Holy. Speaking of TMB though, might have a good video here.
Absolutely slapping down
Might have a good video.
the entirety of
TP,
NRG.
TP wasn't
The
great.
two players that he played with last year and won a championship with.
Done here.
He's just dunking on him.
That's just, I mean, so heads up by Jorg again.
Damn,
I
dude,
say
that's
so
not
heads up. He
great.
holds tab and sees the money situation and finds
Yeah,
the
and
outlaw.
Jorgamo
But I love
lovely
it
on
because
this.
it just shows those extra elements are being taken into account by EG with their game plans.
Absolutely. So we come in again
And their
NRG,
ecos, they just go
have ults to work
fast.
with.
And EG is
We
stacking
need to
sites
see the
pretty
game plan
heavy when
online,
they're
but it's that
eco.
Odin and B
Are
main
they
tying up a bit of
NRG really
space.
this readable? They only go
And
fast
then
on
the
eco
operator
rounds,
too from Jorgamo
and then they
in
try
mid.
to their defaults that aren't great
Alright,
on
this is
attack.
earlier, more aggressive takes of A main. They've also got
Big
some
Byrons.
idea that they're not
Is that all
fighting
it
as
is?
aggressively over B main this round. The defensive setup has shifted, and it's afforded
That's a bit
NRG
of
a
a
little more
blunder.
space on the outsides of the map. But they've
Will it
now got to
matter?
figure out in what way has it shifted? Where is the threat now
And
then?
he might just go for a B hit here with the null command. Ethan's got it.
Yeah,
The thing
Nature
is,
getting a little bit
Apoth
carried
is-
away,
I mean,
maybe,
he's
from the
tough
round
into this
before.
bottom position at Pizza, but I don't know if he's going to be out of
Definitely
range.
had
He
enough
might
money
be.
for it, that's for sure.
He's at
We'll
least
see
going to be
if
able to
it
pop Mana
matters.
Swamps in time here, I think. I mean, there's one.
Yeah.
One
Just
pass
drone
and
in case
stack,
they follow through with it. Lockdown.
and
Anything to
the ult
remove
goes
this.
in. This is the ult with a bit of
Side
space
spacing,
at the
gapping
back to
towards
make
the
sure
back
that
of
it
the side,
doesn't
but
get
Derek is not gonna be
spammed.
playing towards it. It's going to be backing away.
Derek gets out of there, but he
Now
does have the
Swarm will
Odin.
land. Clearing through with a util.
Yeah, there was a molly towards here, so we couldn't spam as well. And this is looking a lot better for NRG. 2 ults invested at the moment. They got Crashy's ult as well.
That's allowed NRG
And
to keep
we
2
have
players
Victor.
completely off-site for the post.
Imagine NRG lose this round. They probably shouldn't. They're in a really good position at the moment. This flank is probably going to get stopped by the alarm bot. But honestly, this might delay it. Oh, he hit the alarm bot with the ult. Right? I was getting watched. Bro, did he?
Picking up the weapons. I mean, one player backside. What can you really do? Crashy's got to overcome a mountain of obstacles.
Holy, they put 3 ults into it. The second shot of the ult hit the alarm bot, and then this guy turns around. Is he only turning around because the ult hit the alarm bot?
Player B main, a player on the post plant flank. 3 players on site ready to hold things back, and EG single-mindedly
Like,
focus
I have no
forwards.
idea.
They've now
Maybe
won
he's just
every
expecting it. They're
single
that
round
smart.
since the pistol and the follow-up. And look at that. I mean, the read on where Victor's
Yeah,
coming from.
the additional thing before that. Yeah, bro, they used 3 ults.
Let's go, boys.
Oh my god.
Too simple for EG right now. And NRG take their second time out.
Holy
This is
shit.
their map pick. When I was talking about their map
Boss is
pool earlier
unreal,
on,
man.
NRG
Boss
look
is
great on
unreal.
Breeze.
Fair play.
No qualms there with
He's
the
a
way that they
beast.
play. Their Ascent,
They
we haven't
look
seen
so
it
drilled.
in the
They
last
look
4
so
matches that
drilled.
they've
They have
played.
pretty good reads,
3-0
considering
in
there's
this
only
year.
like 1 demo out
But
there that is,
they're
what,
getting
essentially
stomped
nearly
right
2
now.
months
They
old.
can't win on Ascent. They've only got 1 map in their pool that they can rely on. And this team is 3-1, looking in this match to maybe lock up their spot in playoffs. Now, they would have to shift things around here because they need that 2-0 to clinch.
How are they so aware of this flank and middle? That's
Make it
impressive.
slightly easier for them later down the line, but this is an EG squad that realized that they've got to step up. They need
You
to
felt
win
like
here
that was the
against NRG. You know,
security
you're looking at
of
the wider
this.
schedule
Dude,
for
they
EG,
have
you're thinking
no
it's wraps, man.
buy
They got
rounds.
Sentinels and NRG for their last 2 matches.
How is this
but
super team
they get over the
flopping
big
so
one, which was
much?
Sentinels, and then they look towards NRG, and they've been looking a little bit shaky.
Then they have
Got a lot
3
to prove,
coaches.
like we've been mentioning on their attack size, the overall macro calling, the map pools. And so far, those questions, I mean, we're getting answers, but it might not be the answers you want if you're an NRG fan.
I do like the idea that NRG are using more utility early round to take map control, because I think it's also going to force util out of EG, or they're just going to lose space.
4 coaches.
After full commit.
Oh my god, we're just out here just...
Holy,
Jogamo's feeling it. He went for the widest swing when he got tagged from the recon. That's so funny.
It's like there's no
Last
variation
round
in
in the
tempo
half.
apart from very slow
Or
or
insta-send.
a rush for EG.
Yeah,
And I think,
it is that.
sorry, for NRG. And I think that's got to be something that they look to work on. Make the playoffs or no. Because their attack side calling, it's like either they are full
Yeah, their attack side calling
or they're
is
so
not,
slow in
like
the
that.
first minute
That
that
is
they're
the
not
one
really
thing that's heavy
achieving
letting them down
the
when we
wider goals
watched,
to
especially
set
over
them up for
towards Vines.
success.
Like their
The
attack
buy
is
terrible
not
heading
great.
into round 12.
Like,
I mean, Jogamo again,
apart
he
from the
knows
pistol,
it.
have we ever
Picked
seen
up
them
the
actually
outlaw.
go middle and break this
Particularly for
alarm
purchase.
bot?
I
Like,
mean,
we actually seen them
he
create
hasn't
pressure
blinded by
here.
the operator. He's probably got it sitting nearby. I mean, he had it in the prior round.
It's only Ethan with full armor.
I guess they tried to and they got double hung on
Looking to
earlier.
put it to work. Flash over the top. Now the storms drop.
Knife hit, so they flash. They've at least got the
Again,
normal
trying to get a move on
protocols.
here.
Ethan doesn't have
Fastness
another flash to
util.
get them
It's
out, and
all
this
overwhelming
might...
here for Demon One. He was blinded up himself.
Hey,
It was
fair
a
play.
body util or
Wait,
not.
fair
Again,
play.
I mean, it just...
Nature did
When you're in
incredible
one
on
direction,
sight
what
here,
speed
though.
you want to go into? Of course, EG are going to dismantle you.
They did incredible on
This is
sight.
Switching
a
sides.
nightmare for NRG.
My
on
god, they
their
didn't
map
get a
pick,
buy round.
But EG looking awesome. Every strat that NRG threw at them, they easily dismantled. There really was not a problem whatsoever.
I mean, NRG only winning the pistol and the follow-up, losing every other round after it.
Yeah,
These hits
that.
are so
Yes.
one-dimensional.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
They did. I don't think they tried an A-split once or
He
some
did
kind of
solid
disguised
there, man.
play.
Yeah,
Really good over towards, his flashes are really good.
In learn why he's not
In terms of
worried
natures.
about EG's slow start in
He double
2024.
flashed this.
It took us a little bit to, get where we're at. Took a
The
few
FNS
losses,
stocks,
that's
oh
how
yeah,
it is
the more the
sometimes.
team fails, the higher they
Confidence
get.
got boosted for sure. We're back at full throttle, of course, and like we're down 0-3, but that's probably like the same thing as last year. We're down 0-4, even worse, So I think that confidence of like not caring and just coming back to that level of like, oh, we can compete, feels great.
I think that's been on display, to be honest. I think that you can definitely see that in their gameplay. Ever since they've turned that hurdle that was Sentinels, and it's all just been clicking for them, this team's got confidence again. Jorgamo's frying has been set up. The supportive util of EG has been impeccable.
Absolutely. I mean, everything is working for them. And I think NRG probably have a very good defense side on Ascent.
I mean, yeah, but they just don't have any rounds.
Because the score is 10-2, they didn't do enough work of actually giving themselves that buffer zone. They would have to play with practically perfection here to have any chance of mounting a comeback. And it was EG that got the 10-2 comeback against Sentinels. Of course, after throwing away the 9-3 lead in map 1. But hey, we won't talk about that. This is a wild one. As good as EG are, I just keep going back to it. It feels like the same stuff over and over from NRG's attack.
Oh, bro, it looks crazy readable.
They
yeah.
don't have enough variation in the tempo, and they're also not doing enough when they go for those defaulting.
If you look at this, it was literally.
My big question coming into this match was: are
eco
NRG
fast.
A legit team, or did they just beat
I'm
up on the
out
Brazilian
means
teams
we
when
go
they were,
fast.
you know, coming back from Belfast with a little jet lag?
And then buy round means we try and default.
Chet was agreeing that they win against MIBR.
I still like how EG approached the first.
That's their coach that said they still had stuff that
Three
they really
round.
needed to work
Wait,
on.
third, fourth, maybe the fifth round. I can't really remember this one. But the push over towards A, the push over towards B, like to single out the single players. That was pretty cool.
Well.
Other than that, the reads have just been good. Timeout goes in, they realize they're going to go fast. We stack the K over towards B, same over towards A with the other timeout as well. Like every time they were low by as well, it looked like they knew they were going to go fast.
They haven't really earned themselves enough.
Already, EG look like they're set up for a really nice play here, where it feels like a lot of it's...
And the first kill going away of Apoth in mid.
Apoth's just been on fire recently.
They've gone forwards here. Apoth is eventually going to get cleaned up. Smokes drop down
get over
here.
towards A
Everyone's
though.
worried about the re-flank.
Yeah, this pistol round though, it was supposed to feel like an A split, but a lot of the players going through A main, and then Superman just
Look at
stays
it,
for the
and
backstab.
Ethan feels like he's cleared short.
The door being broken out wide are all these players.
Yeah, just smoking for his teammates, staying alive as well.
Cleaning up the necessary elements. Making sure that he's still active into this fight. And what a call by EG. I mean, dominating the smoke, taking up that position, overpowering the tree fight. Just as
Look at this guy in heaven as well. Wait. Hold up. Fair play. Fair play, man. 2v4. And I mean, they didn't play time, which obviously they could have, so that's going to be a little bit of a annoyance for Potter, but
I think EG actually played the better idea of how they wanted to.
yeah, they felt like they had won. Because they had short control, they had A main control, they had one heaven. Literally, they were in the positions to play it slow. So they kind of just fought in the 2v4 they had won. It's just
winning those fights.
Just an overheat from everyone.
You can see how confident Apoth is. Getting that first
because they had pushed into that smoke as well.
Yeah, less towards the end of a bit
okay,
of that
double
energy.
pistol.
Ascent just failed you so hard. Where'd my balls go, bro?
They're in disbelief. I mean, it did take a bit of the luck.
Okay, double pistol. Double pistol, and they got 3 rounds.
That's how they go sometimes. NRG using that classic setup. We actually saw EG running this exact same kind of bait and switch with their players.
Some early Odin.
Over towards A.
We Odin no armor, bro. If you hit that Odin, you just instantly just go to where the Odin is, because how can you afford an Odin on this run?
I've dodged.
He kills did he get?
EG obviously on their eco round here. We'll just look to do some damage.
2, right? Yeah.
But again,
the orbs if they can.
EG are making it feel like there's a lot of pressure in B main while they timing the knife and take A main control. Like,
I mean, it's good for the long term in terms of NRG.
On the attack side, even though they're running with
they got to win every round.
So here's one of the easier tests. Hold back the push for the site. Everybody will fall here from EG. They'll be looking to get a plant out at least.
How is he on 1 HP? Did they just counter spam him to 1 HP? But did they literally... That's kind of sick though. They had 1 sheriff into it and they pulled him over and just started to spam him back when he was spamming. That's so unlucky they didn't get that kill. That guy's right now to seeing 99.
Make this much closer.
Dude,
than
imagine
it
they
looks.
got that counter spam back and
can
actually
they
get the
actually
kill,
pull it
and then
all
B's
the way
weak,
back?
and then they don't have to hit into A.
That's where I'm doubting a little bit, just because of how dominant that first half was. Not a single round out of the pistol and follow-up. One for them on the attack side.
Yeah.
It's going to be one hell of a climb back.
But these are players with mountains of experience. I'm sure they've been into these spots before. Many a time, they know that it's possible. Got to put it together one round at a time.
A round like this would be a huge one. And it looks like they're going to try to set something up. Is this a flash peek for Demon One to try to get aggressive with some spam perhaps from Crashies?
And Crashes will support it, won't it? Fire down the bullets, open up the line of sight angle.
Still have pretty... See,
One back off of it, so...
they don't want to go too far on this.
Deep dart.
Wait, this is like my old strat, where then you had the bounce recon, you dashed out here, and then you flashed in between. Bro, that's my old pistol strat. I'll explain it in a bit after.
Shine away from any sort of aggression. In fact, dashing all the way forwards. He's cut this up. Ethan, it's a miracle that he even got the two. Crashies is in the middle of nowhere, out wide. And so he will fall, toppled. Nature, though, aiming for the gun and just ends up falling for it.
Right, nice one from them. Yeah, I think they wanted to do my old pistol strat. So you do like a bounce recon that goes to B main. So in theory, they're watching it. You jet dash out, and then you KO flash in between. And then you can just duel. And obviously the jet dash sees people, and then the recon lands as you jet dash. So they don't know who to look at.
Sick idea.
And then maybe they did a cancel. Not sure if that's entirely what they wanted to do. They at least had some of the same util.
And that's the round they need to start.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good sign for them at least winning that. This is a nice early timeout. We like that a lot. And I think them taking B main forced them to go a little bit early, aggro over towards mid in terms of the reaction.
They just haven't been good enough to get through NRG. These NRG players are, I think, really excellent ideas on their defense. I've never been bothered about that the whole time that we've seen them this year. The defense side on Breeze, on Ascent. On a bunch of
the strat, bro, we had to
well-coordinated good ideas.
We did it when we were doing a Rainer as well, because we had to try and make Rainer work a lot.
EG.
We did it with a Rainer and a jet at one point.
We'll have a few more banked as well.
That was the original when we had to do it, because we would have to have some mad rounds. We had some weird comps.
But an opportunity like this for Chet to chime in, sorry.
Yeah,
that's useful.
It's gonna be valuable.
Very useful. It can get lonely out there trying to run a comeback like this.
Okay, still another timeout if they need it. Eco now, so NRG's chance to get some money.
On the buy.
Can we also play Phoenix? Oh yeah, that's when we started actually doing well on this map.
And it was actually EG the only time we've seen them play Ascent this year, who were running double Odin strats against Loud as part of a serious anti-strat they were going for.
Let's see what usage these ones get. Demon One. So took that operator.
Double Odin.
So to pluck apart the targets across the map here for EG. Gonna use a bit of that util. Shock darts flying forwards and a lot of damage.
Wait, that did so much. 50 to him. Derek as well.
It's Derek trying to aim to take him out of the drone.
Yeah.
The counterpart at least with a shock dart.
Not quite finding it there. The fact that Demon One though has this up online, that's the kind of momentum changer, or rather momentum accelerator, I suppose you could say, that NRG are going to be looking for to close this 5-round lead that EG have. Once you have the up online, you can leave certain angles to Demon One and just kind of post him up around the map. I feel really confident he's going to be able to hold them.
Would you go for the cut noise re-hits forwards? Jogamo is going to be really isolated
this
away
was
from the rest
sick.
of his team. Updraft's over the available angle. Ethan spraying it through. Crashies as well.
That little sight here was kind of nice though.
The
dash in towards your smoke over towards side, and then the recon lands, so you can kill anyone through the smoke with the recon, or at least your pre-aim's good for when the smoke goes down.
So if EG
That's kind of like the little boss that EG had here though.
He got caught by a fragment grenade and then a recon dart that came in.
Okay, they know about double Odin and they know about the op.
But okay,
what on earth do they decide to do against this?
To get this round coming up over the line.
Deep mid, maybe?
Is she cooking?
Nature's got the ult.
Hard to play against. I mean, you pretty much know there's going to be one on short and one over towards B.
Landed somewhere. Demon One though lit up.
Ooh.
Early able to get out of there. I mean, taking a bit of damage in the process.
Both Demon One and Victor taking risks at the start of the round. Victor threw an aggressive nanoswarm, so they know the Killjoy's B.
Demon One could get
Well, the recon hit here, so they should at least be aware.
What's going on there?
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's impressive. He knew that he might be still on short and that he would W key and he just spammed. There's no way he saw him, right? Oh, I can't wait to see his POV. I think he just knows that he might be pushing on him. He might be peeking
This is the
it.
round that EG were looking for, to try to creep things closer to that mark of 13. They've got a massive player advantage.
Sure, the read potentially was here for him. Victor, he's so worried about a backstab occurring.
Off angle, I'm not even sure he saw him, dude. I'm really not. I think he started shooting before he saw him. Pretty confident, we'll see.
Crashes.
Placing sentry. Destroyed.
Just praying away there with a spray, but yeah, this is... Gotta call it quits. Wrap it up here. So EG finding themselves up to that 11th round.
I want to take a look at the replay of this round as well. They're going to try to deny the operator. We'll see whether Crashes and Victor can hold on to it. But I think it was the up barrel that might have been peeking around the corner there that led to
Might have been the barrel.
ridiculous openings by Jorgemon.
Did they drone? Yeah, Derek drones. So that's what I'm thinking, that they know they're going to go aggro for it. We'll see, man. Sacha could be right as well. Barrel could be showing.
I have a sneaking
I still think...
Demon One's
Find out.
kind of reluctance to
Oh,
give up the
please find
angle
out,
over
surely.
towards Cat, and in fact is kind of inching forwards. Has he seen anything?
No.
Nah, yeah, it's just because the drone's there. They're spamming all the angles. Yeah, I thought so. I thought he was too far away. That's crazy, isn't it?
Great usage of a non-standard weapon in that spot.
Just knows that he might be at the angle.
Very cool ideas.
One suppressed.
Just 2 more rounds needed for EG.
That's
Wrap
nuts,
up
man.
this first map. NRG, though, still with plenty of money in the bank. They can put up a bit of a fight for quite some time.
But look at the way that they're giving EG control of B main and A main. Yeah, the drone is coming through now, but there isn't really any pressure behind it. Demon One's on a really passive angle.
He's pre-firing the small gap because he knows the op was short. Yeah.
Compared to the way that NRG...
Yeah, and then got lucky that he was
taking
pushing.
map control and the way that
Crazy,
EG were
isn't it?
fighting for it, this is much more passive.
Not intended. He's trying to break the alarm bot.
He's trying to break
That was
the
one
alarm
from the
behind
lineup
it,
coach. Flag call.
Taken out of the drone, though, with that damage done from the shocky. Dart, flash, reclear, beautifully called. NRG. Gotta mix things up like that, and it does disrupt this process by EG.
Standing ahead.
Looks like you want to go fast, though. Injection of that pace. Hunter's Fury trying to clear the way into the back of the site, but there's too many angles to really account for here.
Hey.
And EG aren't going to be able to get too much done. In fact, Jorgemon wants to take it in a far more different direction. Can it?
Oh, he's everywhere. Dude, they're going to cancel and go short. This is kind of sick. Fair play. This is a doable 3v5. Very, very doable. No one's facing over towards middle. He's got coverage of his teammate as well. And this is a great cancel.
And with him being able to find the pick, there is just enough time to pivot to the egg side.
Superman still has his Omen flash. If he can get a kill and get out of there. Get out.
Whoa!
Oh my god, how's he done that? And then he enable over towards heaven, little 1-2. Oh my god. They wrecked him.
Double swing? That was so poorly coordinated from NRG on the fly. What a fumble.
Yeah.
They've let this
What
slide
shots, though,
so far
honestly.
out of their hands. Almost impossible for Crashies to recover this. And while the economy is going to be good, this is going to put EG up on map point.
Oh man.
It was NRG's pick.
Got a little bit worse with that. A little bit
Goes
of
back to that question that we were asking,
insult
how
to
many rounds you
injury.
really need.
Holy, they are getting
You're
annihilated, dude. They got 6 rounds with 2 pistols.
Throwing up, saying that NRG, they don't have enough, really, arguably. And you can see why now with EG up to that 12th round. One more will do it.
Yeah, give me this
Across the
replay again.
threshold.
That's such a sick lurk by Superman, though.
It is, yeah.
He gets his way all deep into tree and insta calls.
Yeah,
that
it
cancel
was a
of the
good
push.
call. It was really, really
Where
good
EG
call.
were not having too much success with it. Great kill onto Marv. And then what?
Oh my,
That's
though.
an amazing
Come on,
pre-fire
that
shot
pre-fire
from
is
Demon One. But it was
legit.
badly coordinated from NRG in general, though.
Nick,
Demon One
thank
had
you
gone
so
for
much,
an
man.
updraft as
Appreciate
Ethan
that.
swung,
Thank you
so
with the
that's
prime.
why he was so much
Thank you for the
later
2 months.
and gave Superman
Okay,
the
6
time to
chances,
reset
like
his
we
aim.
said, to finish this one. We get the
Gotta be stopped
Bucky
right
out,
here
backup
and
gun
now in the tracks if you're NRG.
with the
Smoke.
knives.
Covering his teammates.
Yeah, I'd
That's
want
away
a
from the start.
middle.
Bait and switch setup.
Yeah,
Trying
so-
to make it seem like the Opera has retreated when in fact you've
That is good
inserted the
work out.
Killjoy in that spot.
He missed a drone? I believe it. The shot didn't clear him, though. Didn't clear him into the corner. So Victor does get the volley.
He is kind of committed though, and then smoke to get him out.
Ethan also feeling the heat. It's been turned up. Wow, now
Whoa.
this play, Jorgemont with the bucket in his hand. He's even touched the flash.
This guy is
AKM
such
off the
a
bloody
beast,
chance
bro.
of this guy. And now wants to pave the way. Committing one of the blades.
He's so good, man. He's actually so good. Not another
This
one.
is a site that's going to be gained now for them, and they're already getting that plant down. Demon 1, take matters into your own hands here. A chance to really wrangle back fate and control.
He's still alive
Coaches
though.
with the fire
Raid
in
boss is
line,
still alive.
making sure that nobody can really take
Look
it.
at this gun.
Adjustment.
Oh god. That is insane. That is insane. One of the sickest rounds. One of the sickest rounds ever.